I'm Michael Diamond. This is Muscle Central. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Okay, 2023 Arnold Classic is in the books. I'm going to go through the placings first through sixth. We have Samson Dauda, our new Arnold Classic champion. Nick Walker, second place. Third place, Andrew Jack. Fourth place, Mamdou Elsbey, Big Ramy. Fifth place, Shaun Clarida. Sixth place, Hakeem Williams. Let me run back sixth through first, give you my thoughts on it. Hakeem Williams probably bought the best package since his sixth place finish at the Olympia. His issue has always been for two things. He has high lats, but he's always had high lats. And with his shoulder width and his upper back width, he really has a very narrow waist for someone carrying that much muscle. And huge sweeping quads. If he's in condition, that those high tires on his lats don't come too much into play. His conditioning has always been an issue. He brought in good conditioning. Personally, I think he brought in good enough conditioning to be fifth place. Does that mean I think Shaun Clarida should have been sixth? No, not at all. Shaun Clarida places fifth. During the prejudging, it looked like it was a battle between him and Ramy, fourth and fifth. And it looked like Shaun was going to take Ramy. Come back for the finals, the way they were comparing them, you saw a different story. You know, when they stood side by side, except for the fact that Shaun looked like a child next to Ramy because of the size difference, I said it over and over again. If you go by the criteria, all the criteria, you judge a bodybuilding competition, and you throw out the fact that Shaun is only 5'2". He has him beat. And I really thought that he should have had fourth place. Ultimately, he wound up in fifth. I said before in a previous video, he was in a win-win situation. He was impressive, and he showed that he can stand with the big boys against a stacked lineup. This was an Olympia lineup missing Hadi Choopan and Derek Lunsford. Fourth place, Big Ramy. I thought that he could have placed as low as sixth, my personal opinion. He brought in a better package than he did at the Olympia. His conditioning was a lot better. That's not to say his conditioning was great by any means, but a lot better than the Olympia. As for his issues he has going on, his triceps are still an issue. To me, it seemed like at times during the judging, he was trying to position his arms in a way where triceps weren't as noticeable. And he still has issues with the back. It did look better, but simply because he had better conditioning. Now, his quads, if you look carefully, you can still see where there was a issue. Those holes, for the most part, appear to be gone, but something doesn't look quite right with the quads. I have my thoughts on what's going on. I'm going to make another video talking about that and a little bit more about Ramy and what to expect. But that's it for now. Ramy settles in at 4th place. 3rd place, Andrew Jack. Everybody was all psyched up about him, especially with him now working with Chris Aceto and Chris Psycho Lewis. Is tall, wide, great structure, shape to his muscles. He has a lot of tools going for him. I've thought this all along. Some people would say I'm crazy for saying it, but his own prep coach, Chris Aceto, even said the same thing. For his height, he needs more muscle on his frame. Chris Aceto even said that he thinks he needs a good 10 pounds more muscle. At times, he looked a little, trying to think of a good word. The best word I can come up with is lanky. His conditioning was the best that it's been since we've seen him on the stage, and he still has a lot going for him, and just wait to see what comes of this team with him, Psycho Lewis, and Chris Aceto. Nick Walker was a disappointment to a lot of. It's not a bad placing. 2nd place in the Arnold Classic. It was a really good lineup, but he lost to someone that he just beat a few months ago. Might have been a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow. You can make an argument for Nick Walker winning. I'm not going to make the argument here. I'm a fan of Nick Walker, but I also like Andrew Dauda a lot also. I just didn't think he was ready to, if he's going to surpass Nick Walker, I didn't think he was ready for it. Prove me wrong. Anyway, I think Nick made a couple of mistakes coming into the show. He was about 8-10 pounds less than he was on the Olympia stage. He brought him better conditioning, 1% more better conditioning. Was it worth it? He brought in great conditioning to the Olympia. If he would have brought in that package, the Olympia package, 10 pounds fuller with the conditioning he brought at the Olympia, I'm not sure how it would have turned out. And I'll also say this about Nick Walker. I think there's a couple of things in his posing he really needs to fix, and it's going to make a big difference. He wins a lot of poses. He's strong in a lot of poses. From the front, his front lat spread, he just looks awful doing it, plain and simple. Kind of reminds me of Ramy when he hit the 2000s. His front lat spread, the way he looked, just did not look good. I don't know if it's because of all the freaking muscle that they carry in the upper body or something else, just the way they're holding it. It needs to work on that front lat spread. He loses it to everybody on that he's standing next to on the stage. Also, his front double biceps. If you split his body in 2 sections, from the waist up, it's terrific. From the waist down, it's a different story. He has a long torso, shorter legs. I notice when he does the front double biceps, his feet are turned outward, but his heels are probably about 8 inches apart. That actually lowers the body. It gives the legs the illusion of being shorter. And then he bends his knees on top of it, which makes it even shorter. So when you're looking at him head on in a front double biceps, standing like that, he looks squat. It can change the fact he has a long torso, but I think it would do him much better if he brought his heels together, which would raise him up a little bit, and more length to the legs, and then straighten the legs out, lock the knees, and as I said, keep the feet turned out to create that tension in the quads and really squeeze them. It will do him much better. Is this second place finish going to deter him? I don't think so. He has a strong mindset. He's going to look back and see what he did wrong, what he can do to improve, and what he can do to beat Samson Dauda again. Whether it'll happen or not, it all depends. Samson Dauda, I was high on. He just progressed a little faster than I thought he did. He made a tremendous improvement from last Arnold to the Olympia. Tremendous change. Two different bodybuilders. And in this short period of time, I thought for the most part, it's just going to be sharper, better conditioning. But all around, he brought in a better package. Fuller, harder, better condition. He's a big man, stepped on stage at 297. And that is, even at the highest 6'1", 297 is a lot of muscle. And the scary part about it is that, like I said about Andrew Jack, he needs to put more muscle on his frame. Samson Dauda, I think, can easily handle more muscle on his frame without losing all those other great qualities that he has. I think this win at the Arnold is, besides the fact he put $300,000 in his pocket, it really aided him going in to this Olympia. And I'm not talking about momentum. If Samson didn't win the Arnold, he wasn't qualified for the Olympia. And my thinking was that he's not going to have enough time to qualify for another show and then compete, jump into another show to qualify for the Olympia, and then make the necessary changes to possibly contend for first place at the Olympia. I was thinking that he should concentrate on 2 shows. Think about a show to qualify and then either jump into a show just before the Olympia or right after Olympia when you're not going to have the biggest lineups. One of those shows that would qualify for the following year's Olympia and give him enough time to really bring in the biggest, best package you could possibly bring in. By winning the Arnold, now he has the time that he needs. He can take a little break, give his body a little bit of a rest. He's been going pretty hard for quite a while, regroup, and then set his sights on making the necessary changes for the Olympia and concentrate on bringing the best Samson Dauda he can possibly bring to the Olympia. Well, all I can say is that bodybuilding is getting really exciting again, especially when we talk about the open division. All right, that's about it for this video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.